Why does anyone say that? What good comes out of saying to someone,
No.
you look tired?
No.
It's so mean.
Lock it up. Calm Down with Erin and Charissa is a production of iHeartRadio.
I'll be there for you. 'Cause you're there for me too.
When I got home last night, I wanted to watch Friends, but I watched Real Housewives instead.
Yeah, really sad. We were talking about it on the pregame. Welcome everybody to the Calm Down podcast. Sad day. Matthew Perry, of course, passing. And you're a huge Friends.
Yeah, you never really got into it, huh?
Not the way that you did, because I should go back and watch the reruns.
Oh.
Like I just, I remember, this is what I remember, is that it was on Thursday night. The new episode would always air, and my mom would have to work. My mom, of course, being so amazing, she had like 10 jobs when I was growing up to take care of us. And she worked as a waitress on Tuesdays and Thursday nights. So we had to record the episode for her so she could watch it when she came home. And we had so many nights of panic where my brother and sister and I like, did you press record? For Mom, she only asked us to do one thing. Did you press record? And it was like off the old like VHS, like recording things. So that's what I remember. She loved that show so much. But yeah, really sad. Gone too soon, as they say.
I became more of a fan after it was done because it was really hot when I was in college and high school. And I just, it's on Nickelodeon and I always just have it on. I have it on when I'm in a hotel, just as like a comfort food kind of thing. It's always on the airlines. So yeah. And then, like I said, we watched the reunion the day that we found out our first surrogate, that we lost the babies and stuff. And so we were a mess. And it was just like, what are we going to do? And I was like, I heard the Friends reunion's really good. And we watched it and laughed and cried. It was so amazing. So I feel so sad for all those people. Just terrible. This is going to be a horrible transition out of this. You know what show I really want to go back and watch? Like there's a big thing about Suits being on Netflix. And I think you should start with Friends and just plow through it. Dallas,
like the 1980s.
Patrick Ewing. I wonder if there's a place you can go and watch Patrick Ewing.
The basketball player?
Oh, no, it's not Patrick Ewing. Sorry. Bobby Ewing. Patrick was his name. Bobby Ewing's. Bobby Ewing was his name.
New York Knicks, Dallas. I'm trying to connect. What? What are the dots I need to connect
Sorry, his
here?
name was Patrick something, and his name was
Ewing
Bobby
on Dallas.
Ewing.
Now that's
on the
show I'm going to watch.
Patrick Ewing. But here's a fun fact.
Hold on. We need to stop this for a second. Why am I so red? Okay, my nails are red.
I gotta pull. Ryan's not gonna like this sound. I gotta pull the curtain here, like Wizard of Oz.
Hold on.
back. It's so white.
Oh, so I am in my living room because the garage where I have the office is full of a bunch of shit. Poor Steve, I made him clear out the storage unit because I was like, I don't want to pay $600 a month for shit just sitting in the storage. So now it's full of crap. But I'm in the living room and I'm looking at this and it looks like I'm about to pass out. If rosacea, is it as red to you as it looks to me?
It's the cold medicine drugs you took that aren't working.
Okay, that's another thing. Hold on. Talk to yourself for a second. Call Patrick Ewing and tell him you love him in Dallas while I fix this.
Okay, so Patrick Ewing, it's Bobby Ewing. I forget what his real name is. I know Ryan's going to find it. But anyways, a whole conversation about this show. My mom and dad used to watch Dallas all the time. I think it was on Friday nights. It was honestly like the first Yellowstone. I want to go back and watch it. My friend's mom was Sue Ellen on the show. And she grew up here in California in the 80s when that show was hot and her mom was Sue Ellen. How cool is that?
Okay, all I think of as Sue Ellen is I think of Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. Oh. And I'm right on top of that, Rose. But the Dallas, I just remember the iconic outfits, like the big shoulder pads and like the big hair and all of that stuff. Didn't they try to recreate it or something? I felt like they did.
Maybe.
Like a new age Dallas.
Was Heather Locklear on it?
I mean, at this point, you have Tom Cruise, Patrick Ewing, and John Stark starring in the new show Dallas, directed by Mark Cuban.
Sure.
So we'll look forward to that. But yeah, no, I need a good show. Oh, speaking of shows, Defending Jacob, I just watched. If you and Jared are looking for a new show, this is another thing. I'm opening up Jacob Ullman. He's not available for comment. he's still sad USC is not living up to its expectations.
Oh.
Fight on. We'll get to my red nails and my red face later. Your stuff is so good. It really is, Erin. And I know I'm not trying to like make this like some infomercial, whatever. Every time, Michael Smith, when we're in our production meeting, I got up, had an NFL sweatshirt of yours on, and he goes, "Is that Erin's line?" And I said, "Yeah, it is."
So
and he
nice.
goes, "She does a great job." I get compliments every single time I wear something. And it's not just because I'm saying that because it's you. I truly do. What was I saying? Okay. I would love from all of you viewers and listeners out there, I need you guys to submit shows you've like binge watched.
Yeah,
because
agreed.
During the football season, with all the traveling, blah, 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 I give myself Friday afternoon after I get home from Thursday night to like do nothing, to just like chill out and like recharge. I need new shows. I just watched Defending Jacob, and I think it's on Netflix. No, it's on Apple. I don't know. It was so good. Chris Evans is the actor in it. And then the woman from Downton Abbey, the main character, one of the main daughters as the main character, she was in it. It was fantastic. Defending Jacob, if you're looking for a new show. So,
why won't you watch The Bear?
I did watch it, but I can't hear the chef anymore. I can't hear Chef. I can't hear it. I've heard it so many times.
So
and I'm like, I love it. And I think the actors are amazing. But like, can we just like cut down the amount of chefs?
But that's what they say.
I will say this. David Chang, who's part of our crew for Thursday night, he's incredible, world-renowned chef. And admittingly, I am not a foodie, but I know that someone is very important when Andrew Whitworth and Tony Gonzalez are like, oh my God, David Chang. So, because they're the foodies of the group. But we were talking about it. We're like, how accurate is that show?
Ooh, what do you say?
He said it's identical to it. It's so spot on, where it's just like the madness and the chaos and all this other stuff. So he's like, they did a really good job portraying what actually happens in a kitchen.
I love that.
So who's the actor in that?
I don't know,
I haven't seen him before.
Great. No, he was on another show, but I'm not helpful with this stuff. This is a Kendra Andrews conversation.
I'm terrible with it, which it always goes back to I can't believe that I ever worked in entertainment because I didn't know who anybody was. It's like,
I'm sorry, what's your name?
It's embarrassing.
Oh, Julia Roberts. Is that with
exactly? That's fucking embarrassing. Julie Andrews? Anywho, how was your week, lover? So you were in Jay Glazer, wanting to come on the podcast at all times, calling in.
Let's manifest this.
We're doing the podcast right now. I don't know why he's calling me. We'll call him back later. Big week for Glaze, trade deadline, lots happening. Speaking of football, girlfriend, you were in Dallas. Before we get to your week that was, this hair is fresh and looking fabulous. You look great.
Squeezed in a roots situation, got the roots, got the grays touched up, got the brassiness out. You know, it's all fun and games until I have to do it myself on the sidelines. And then it's like, woof.
No, your hair looks really good and it's so long.
Thanks. Love you.
How was
Dallas?
So
long, so fresh. In Dallas this weekend. And you know what I love? Forget that. Dallas was great. I felt like it was an off week for us because Kevin was doing World Series. Greg didn't come to dinner. Like, I didn't love that. I love our fellowship group. That's a word Greg started with us. I loved Thursday night. I just took a shower. I'm getting into bed. And all of a sudden, it's like 10:30 and I get a FaceTime. And I'm like, okay, what are these crazy cats up to? I get a FaceTime from Buffalo and it's the whole Thursday night crew. And I was in my PJs with wet hair and I just couldn't have been more happy. Like, it was just so much fun. I feel like I'm a part of Thursday night anyways, but then like everybody's at the bar and they can't hear you. So they're doing the FaceTime to their mouth. So you see their forehead and it's just so much fun.
So I will start this story from the beginning before the show even started. So Erin is so supportive and lovely and such a great friend. So every Thursday, well, in addition to every other day that we connect, every Thursday she will like FaceTime me with Mac and say hello and say good luck. And we'll be watching and it's so cute. So I was on set early and I just couldn't be happier to have answered the FaceTime. And Mac is like sitting in your lap, just being as cute as can be. And there's like all these crazy Buffalo fans behind like screaming. And I felt like you needed to even have like earphones over his little baby ears because it was so loud. Anyways, it was adorable and nothing makes me happier. So then fast forward to, on the East Coast, those games, even Josh Allen brought it up on set where he's so like, late. What time is it? And it's like, it's midnight by the time that post game wraps up and you get off set, it's 1:00. And I've said this before, but I just, the same way that you feel about your crew and at Fox and same for us on Thursday night, where it's all about the people that you work with, right? Because you're the days are long and all this kind of stuff. So it's like if you have good people, then it just makes everything better. So go walk into the bar, as we always do, like a big group of us after the game. And Al Michaels, 1:30 a.m., sitting at the bar, saddled up to the bar, having himself some Cabernet or whatever he's drinking. And he says to me, not how was the game? Nothing. He goes, FaceTime Erin. Al is obsessed with Erin. He wants to know where Erin is at every week. He wants to know what she's doing because they have an affinity for only staying at nice hotels. And I used to be like, Erin, who cares? But as you've spent 25 years on the road, I understand where it's like the difference of the nice hotels versus the not nice hotels. And let's just say this, Buffalo, I love you guys, but there is not a plethora of 5-star hotels in the area. But I also went to Niagara Falls. What a place. I had never been there before. I'm trying to be better about going to touristy places. I went. And I got to say this. If you're having a bad day, don't go to Niagara Falls because the railings are so low. I'm not even a mother, but I was like, oh my God, like they let people go this close to the falls. And I was like, oh my God, this is terrifying. It was beautiful, Erin.
Aww.
It was so, wait for this word, majestic.
I was going to say.
Is that the word you were thinking of too? Oh, cute. I don't know. Maybe it's like the ranch in me or something, but the further and further away I get from like the metropolis world, the more I appreciate nature, and it's just calming and it just makes you feel very small, which is good to have. Like, when you're in an airplane and you look down and you're like, we are so small and insignificant in like the vast world that is. So I'm standing there at Niagara Falls, just like this. It should be one of the 7 wonders of the world. But I just was like, it was very cool. And it was
so cool.
Exceeded my expectations. Anyways.
Did you guys all go together?
Me, Whit, Jared, and Betsy. And then Tony, who's just adorable. He went the next day by himself because he got in later. But anyways, I digress to say this. Al then proceeded to ask Erin all these questions and being so sweet and concerned. So Erin, being adorable, stayed on the FaceTime, which, by the way, like nobody would answer. You know, when like you see somebody FaceTiming you, you're in pajamas, you've just done some, face mask on your, whatever.
Scary.
No, you didn't look scary at all, but most people wouldn't answer. And what is he saying now?
I didn't read it.
And I don't know, some text. Al loves you. We all love you. Sherm gets on the phone, the whole group. Anyways, so yeah, we have a good time on Thursday night, but Erin is an honorary member of the TNF crew.
He did keep saying on the on the FaceTime, calm down. Calm down.
Al I told him that Dan was on and he's like, well, when am I coming on? I said, Al, it is an open invitation. Any day of the week that you want to come on, because this man has some stories, let me tell you. So we'll stay tuned for an Al Michaels appearance on the podcast. But yeah, it was good. It was fun. Buffalo is great, man. I'll tell you this, like maybe the hotels are subpar, but the fandom, it is just so special what they have up there. And I hope for the sake of their, Jim Kelly still lives in town. Thurman Thomas still lives in town. Like Buffalo is the Buffalo Bills. And so I don't know. I'm interested to see how and if and when they can get over that proverbial playoff hump and find themselves back in the Super Bowl. But
I'm excited to go there. We haven't spent any time there. We only did one game there. And it was during COVID, so there were no fans.
Oh,
we did
Jesus,
Kansas
City
at Buffalo on a Monday morning. It was so crazy because it had been canceled. So we're going to go this year. We're so excited. I want to get the name of the restaurant and use Fitz's name to get us in that you guys went to, because I was telling my crew
Mulberry.
about it. We got to
shout out to the Mulberry. Yep. And even Josh Allen gave the endorsement too it's an Italian restaurant, but it is in the middle of a neighborhood. It's like so random. You're like, wait, did we take a wrong turn? It is adorable. It feels like you walked into like a cool restaurant in New York. It has like a little bit of the like Waverly Inn vibe to it. Like it's like low ceilings and it's just a great owner and great wings. I'm not a wing person, but the wings at this place were excellent.
That's amazing. So, I'm going to text you after and get a hookup there because we got to make our reso now.
Sorry. Okay, come in. Look at him. Hold on. I told Steve, I said, well, because all the stuff is in the garage, I'm doing the podcast in the middle of the living room. So you have 2 choices. You're either going to stay gone until 3:00. Come on. Or you're going to be on the podcast. So here he is. Say hi. Say hi to all your fans.
Welcome, America.
Look at this
Hi.
guy.
Hey, I have a question from pregame.
Here. She has a question from pregame.
Yeah.
So we had a viewer, a fan of the pod. As you know, you've seen our graphics,
All
you've
of our
seen our
fans.
numbers. So we wanted to bring it on to the big show. It was our pregame question about how does your husband/boyfriend, do they get jealous about you working with attractive men? You and Jarrett are very much wired the same. Like, you're just like, no, because we go golfing. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, we could go golfing with them. Why don't you and Jarrett get annoyed that we work with such good-looking guys?
Because I told her, and I'll just interject one thing. I was telling her how I said, do you get jealous? And you said no. And I was like, well, you should get like a little jealous. And you're like, so you want me to get jealous? And then it was like confusing. And then I was like, I'm not fat.
I think it's because Jared and I are just two confident guys, you know? We know who you guys are coming home to at night, so
Whoa, daddy.
it's not something that we need to be worried about.
I'm coming home
So
to
much
Mac
other
and
stuff to
Howie.
worry
Jarrett's
about
not
in
even
life.
home.
We were texting about this earlier. We've been talking about it all week.
Mm-hmm.
Kidding. That's my answer. I hope you enjoyed it, America.
That you're just so confident?
I mean, I think that's
Because I'm
my
so
answer.
pretty?
Yeah, you guys are beautiful.
He said you look like a death spiral earlier.
Say that.
Okay, you're going to retract that because I do. Sorry. Okay.
Thank
Hi.
you.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, that was great.
How was the grocery store? I hate grocery shopping. I love Steve for a lot of reasons. High up on that list of power rankings is he grocery shops. I refuse to. I would Instacart everything. I can't stand grocery shopping. I wander around the goddamn place, don't get anything that I'm looking for, overspend. Hi, Daisy.
I'm not looking for pumpkin loaf, and I hated the word loaf and a pumpkin, but you got me into it because it's delicious.
I have turned her. Okay, Erin has helped me with alterations, with packing, with being a better, traveler. And I have helped, this is almost the same in terms of helpfulness, with liking a pumpkin loaf. They're good. They're really
it's
good.
Delicious. It's freaking delicious.
Why am I so red? It's so hot in here.
So let's be honest, you're playing hurt right now. You're a little under the weather. It sucks, but you sounded so good on air. I was so concerned for you, how you would be feeling yesterday. You couldn't even tell you were sick.
I never get sick. And
I
don't. And it's not
You
just
don't.
because the AG1, 75 vitamins and minerals, prebiotics, probiotics, helps aid in. See, I know, but it's not even that. I just think that I did a bad job of staying hydrated. We know when we go on the road. Where are you this week? Al wants to know.
So where am I going this week? Oh, we have a little showdown called Cowboys at Eagles. Fun.
Holy shit, that's your game?
Yes, finally. We have
Oh
a good
my
game. We've
God.
had Blowout City every weekend. Can we please just have a game, please?
Wait, so Jarrett, Jarrett, the researcher who helps you guys as well, came up after the game was over and he goes, another one. Like the margin of
Draw?
victory is like, for your guys' game has been 20 plus points.
It's awful. It's
oh
awful.
my God.
And I try to do the best I can. Like I have stuff
Of
for Kevin and
course.
Greg that I say like, hey, I can help you down here if you want it.
Yeah.
Like those guys, they are really making the money. I mean, they're sitting up there talking about anything, trying to make it interesting. They get in the car. A couple of cute things. Greg, obviously, if you haven't heard his episode on Calm Down, you have to listen to it. He's just adorable and so much fun and just a great guy. He gets in, he goes, can we just fucking get a good game? Like it's so bad.
So
and then he
tough.
had his son at the game who was so sweet. He gets in the car. We're all headed to the airport and he goes, how many interviews did you get after the game, Erin? Like they're rewards,
Oh, that's
on.
adorable.
How many did you get, Erin? Stop it.
Cute.
Tate.
That's really, really sweet.
Yeah, so we're in Philly. I'm excited.
I can't believe. Oh my God, that's going to be great.
We
AJ
hope.
Brown. Hello, AJ Brown. For anyone that doesn't follow football, I'm just going to say this name, AJ Brown. He now has 6 consecutive games with over 125 yards. And we were talking with Julian Edelman about this, and I was like, "How hard is that? Like, put that in perspective." He's like, "It's so hard. It's only been done once." Calvin Johnson and this other guy back in the 60s. But I'm like, the consistency to have over 125 yards receiving and at game after game after game after game after game. Like, dude, I'm excited for that game. I didn't realize that's yours. Yay, Erin.
I know. And I have
Go
to leave
team.
early because I'm doing a sit down. And are you allowed to talk about what you're doing this week?
Yes.
Let's
oh my
do
God.
it. Let's talk
I
about
can't
it.
wait.
Forget my
Okay.
game.
No, your
And
game
the
is
thunder
amazing.
rolls,
Rolls,
And the lightning strikes.
strikes.
What are you
Another
doing this
love
week?
grows cold on a sleepless night. I'm interviewing Garth Brooks. Hopefully my face is not so red. My face is going to turn red when I see him. It's
What are you going to
Garth
wear?
Brooks. I don't know. Probably dress up as Trisha Yearwood so he'll like me.
Will she be there?
It's
I would love to
Halloween.
sample any of her like dishes.
I was going to say music. Fancy.
No,
And-
she cooks.
Or not fancy. What's her... In a drive-in movie, parked in the very last row. They're too busy holding on to one another to even care about the show. Laying on the home, flashing through the mud and the muck. You don't know that song? Anyways, Garth Brooks. I am going to interview Garth Brooks because he is our Amazon Music Live
She's
guest.
in love with the boy.
There you go. She's in love with the boy.
Okay, so go on.
What's meant to be will always find a way. She's gonna marry that boy someday. Steve, do you think I have a good voice? Do you think I'm pretty?
Okay, so go to Garth Brooks. So tell us about it.
Okay. I get to interview Garth Brooks for Amazon Music Live. He is our Black
So
Friday
cool.
entertainment. And so anyone that knows me knows my affinity for country music. My first ever concert was Brooks and Dunn. Faith Hill opened for them. I always wanted to see Garth Brooks. It's like my number one country artist of all time. Didn't go. He wasn't touring for decades, right?
Yeah.
And then he went back out, started touring. So Sarah Walsh, bought me and surprised me with 2 tickets to a show. The only show I could go to was in Orlando. She's like, sorry, it's in Orlando. All due respect to Orlando. We're from Orlando. And so I flew there, went to the concert. I cried. I mean, this was like right on the heels of my divorce. And like the dance came on and I was like crying at every emotional song. Happy tears. And I just was like, I don't know. It was one of those things that I'd always like, if I could go back in time in like a, whatever time machine, I would see Michael Jordan play live and I'd see Whitney Houston in concert. And then thank God, Garth Brooks was my third. Thank God I've now been able to check him off because the other 2 are not in option, obviously. So yeah, I get to interview Garth Brooks and I don't know what I'm going to say. And I found out that it's in his studio and then I'm going to be like,
Shut up. Oh my God, bury the lead. No
So I'm
offense
interviewing
to
him
Brooks and Dunn, but this is the shit we want to hear.
in his studio in Nashville. I know.
Charissa, you have to get a photo. You have to get a photo of you sitting there with him doing the interview. And then I know we hate asking guys to do it, but it's like when we were in studio with Poppy and Jeter. When is that ever going to happen again?
I know.
You just have to ask, may we please get a photo?
But I am going to adhere to the Dan Patrick school of question asking because I'm still, I mean, my God, I just ramble and I ramble. I did it on Thursday night. Like, spit the fucking question out, Carissa. Josh Allen has to go to bed.
I
really
did it to Dak. I started giving Dak. Dak knows he threw for over 300 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Why do we do that?
Shut up, Erin. Go with the question.
I need to break that bad habit of mine with this
What
big
are you
preamble.
talking about?
I don't know. Let's come up with questions. Okay, let's turn it over to the podcast nation. For
Is
all
his
of you guys
studio
asking,
is his studio attached to his home? Because I really want her to
No.
make like an appetizer, like a spinach dip or something.
no, but I am going to tell him about Ruby Ranch and be like, I watched this documentary on you and your sprawling estate
Oh my God.
here in Nashville. And he's got all this acreage and he travel like, in his little mule, he goes around and he's got this like house up on the hill and and I'm like, when I watched that, I was like, I want that. I want acreage. So I'm going to talk to him about the
Bring him a
ranch.
hat. Bring him a hat. Bring him a hat.
Oh, great idea. That's good.
Yeah,
Steve
oh
would
yeah.
love that. He left. Oh yeah. Yep. So yeah, you guys, like the child in me is like, oh my God, Garth Brooks. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
Okay, you have to ask about music. You have to ask him about like the evolution of Garth Brooks. And then he's a football fan. I know he's a college football
Yeah, he
fan.
is.
Is he much of an NFL fan?
He's a football fan. I don't know what team. I'm guessing the Titans. I don't know. That's the research portion of the program. I'll get together before I interview him on Wednesday. But I am interviewing him. In his studio. So obviously anything, I don't know. I just got to get prepared. I got to get off this cold medicine and get prepared.
I have a good resource for you. After he's done calling Monday Night Football, maybe send a little texteroni to Troy Aikman. They're friends.
They're friends?
Yeah, and just be like,
Oh, that's a good
things
idea.
to do. Just, part of the research plan that we as gals like to put together.
Yeah. Yep. I know. I'm excited. That's going to be my night activity since I'm still in my pajamas from the day because I haven't changed from the initial Zoom. How about when you go on a Zoom call and it's like you just get ready from the waist up?
Oh,
I
yeah.
put on a black shirt, did my makeup for the first call, then wiped the makeup off, threw on a sweatshirt and said, fuck it. Who cares? That's where I'm at right now.
You know where what I'm interested in doing, and I'm annoyed I'm going to say this publicly because someone's going to do it and make a ton of money. I would like a filter for my face for these Zoom calls. I like doing Zoom calls. I'm into it. You know what I'm not into as a woman? Having to put friggin' makeup on for it.
Yeah.
I would like to let this old ass face breathe and not have to put makeup on every single day now. So,
Well, it looks like I have red face paint on. Like, what am I
who
doing?
wants to partner with us and come up with a filter for Zoom? I'll do a natural one. Put it right on for my interviews with the Philadelphia Eagles and the Cowboys. But why do I have to put concealer on? Because Halloween is over with before my game, and I don't want to give them the scaries. But could we just come up with a filter for Zoom? Enough is enough. We have it for Instagram. My jaw
That's a
hurts.
great point. My the bare minimum makeup though is like the foundation, the mascara, and the lipstick. That's all you're gonna get from me.
I know, but I still look like ass. Why can't we just do a friggin'
No, you don't.
filter?
Stop it.
Because I got makeup on. It sucks. I did a podcast at 8 a.m. this morning.
Well, maybe
with
I should.
Hoda. She made me cry.
Stop! You did? Why didn't you tell me that? Erin did a podcast with Hoda. I know she's not my friend anymore. She's their friend.
So she was talking about, and I talked about our podcast, and I talked about what Dan told us. Sometimes you got to pull over from the HOV lane and just kind of enjoy it before you get back in. And
Smart.
she was saying she tries to do that as well. And she said the other day she got so emotional with her daughter. She was just looking at her daughter, and her daughter was playing Taylor Swift, and the song Enchanted came on, and she just grabbed her daughter and started looking at her, and they started singing it. And she goes, "There's my moment. There's my memory I just created with you," And it was like,
Cute.
sit back, enjoy the moment. Don't do your 50 things while the song is on. Look at your daughter, sing it with her. And that's your memory. That's your moment. And I was like, I'm not even going to see my kid till 3 o'clock today. Like, what's my memory?
But I'll tell you what the memory was. It's Max sitting in his little chair because he's a big boy now and can sit in his own little chair. And it's Howie swimming in the pool. And you guys have music on in the background. And like, that was a memory. And I'm not even in your family. I was like,
That was a
look
good
at the little
one.
family.
I know. That was a nice moment.
I need a Mac update. I know all things Mac, but I know that our viewers love to participate in your life as they've been on this whole journey with you through fertility. And now that we have immaculate reception. Mm-hmm.
We
what do we
should get
got?
this sponsored, a Mac moment. Sponsored by.
What's he
a
doing
Mac
these
moment?
days?
I got home yesterday, and before he went to bed, I made it in time before he was out. And
Cute.
I changed his diaper just because I was like, I'll do it. And he's eating a lot more right now, which I guess that means they spit up a lot more. Like, my man is projectile. It's like 4 Christmases, like, like it's coming out, and you got to be ready. And it's
Speaking
like,
of Orlando.
yeah, Orlando.
Such a great movie.
Your name's Orlando? And yeah, he pukes a lot more. So I was able to get home in time for a little diaper change and a wipe down, because now you got to get all the crevices like under the neck, because that's where the puke goes.
Like a Shar-Pei dog. So it doesn't get stuck in there.
Yeah. A couple
Baby.
times that have gotten to me is our nanny will be holding him, and I'll go to reach for him, and he reaches back, and that freaking gets you.
Erin.
You're like,
no, he doesn't.
Yeah.
Come on.
yeah, he'll reach back, and you're like, whoa. And then another one today is like, he is reaching for the bottle and like holding it. Like, won't be able to hold it himself. But it was like,
right.
Oh, you're a good boy.
Oh, you're a good boy. My little Mac-a-schmack. I know I was telling Steve this morning, I was like, we're not going to see Mac for 2 weeks at least, because just like schedule-wise, it's not going to work out. But
I know.
I feel like if I don't see him every week, he grows up so much. That's what they do.
I know.
I look like absolute dog shit.
No, you don't.
I need to like put ice on my face. It's like heating up by the moment. But I just love this. The other day, I overheard someone say to Steve, "You look tired," and I was like, "That's why does anyone say that? What good comes out of saying to someone,
No.
you look tired?
No.
You look, you know what I mean? Like, unless somebody asks, or like, this is the only time I think it makes sense. If you and I are having a conversation, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I got in late last night, like I'm so tired, and be like, yeah, but that happens. Like, just put on a face mask, hydrate, you'll be good to go. But to actually unprompted say to someone, you look tired,
lock it up.
It's so mean.
Walk it up. And I know I look tired. Like right now, week 9, week 10, these are tough stretches. It's before the holidays. I feel like once you get into the holidays with games, you're humming. Like once we get to December, it's like, holy shit, the playoffs are around the corner. We're humming.
Yeah.
But right now, like I actually went and laid down when I got to, where the hell was I? Dallas. I like tried to close my eyes because I hadn't had sleep. And I was like, I am tired. And I friggin' look tired. I actually told our handhelds on the field, pull out from my face, like shoot me from waist up. No one needs a zoom in of this girl right now. I am exhausted.
But yeah, we don't need any unprompted, you look tired. We get it. Like my face is red. I feel like shit, but this is not us complaining. Let me just do the fucking, asterisks. Like, come on, this is just a conversation. Yeah. You know what? I really love the post that you did. Talking about your sweet cameraman and just because so many of that, like cameramen, audio guys, people in the graphics, everything that goes into a television broadcast.
Yeah.
I'm really excited. Actually, my parents are going to come to New York for the Black Friday game.
Oh, good.
My dad's never been to New York, but you know what? I'm really excited for them.
You're going to see Aaron. He's going to be there.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see. By the way, this cat already on the field, like throwing the football. Oh my God, Ella Trudge, a little dreamboat. But I'm excited for my parents to see, because they've come to the studio on Sunday at Fox, but see how much goes into a television production, right? Like anyone
Especially
that has never been around like a, on the road kind of production, it's incredible. That's why I loved when Taylor, not to bring this back to Taylor Swift, we get it, okay, blah, blah, blah. But like, I loved that she gave her truck drivers extra money, like all these things. It's like, none of these presentations or performances or whatever happened without the back end of it. So anyways, I just thought your post was sweet, and it's a reminder that there's a lot that goes into what ends up being on television. And
1,000%. My post I put up there really quickly, and I know we're over at like time, but our handhelds, it's such a team environment on our crew, and I love it so much. And they're very protective of me. They're very like supportive of any idea. And we knew going into the game, Deron Bland, obviously filling in for Trayvon Diggs. We knew Dan Quinn, adorable, had told us in a pregame meeting that Al Harris, former cornerback with the Green Bay Packers and a couple other teams as well, Dan Quinn had told us the story that, yes, this guy has done really well, but it's just him working with Al Harris and hearing it from Al Harris, who played the position, sees the game like he does. Like Dan Quinn's like, I'll never be able to explain it to him. He gets a pick 6. Thank you, Lauren. Oh, no, it's the one company sent me. I'm sorry. Yeah, that one that company sent, because it was a calm down gift.
What kind of companies?
What kind of companies? So anyways, it happens. He has a pick 6 and they're all coming down, and I grab our handheld, Kyle, who's so great. And I just said, I was pointing at Al Harris, who was waiting for him. And I said, get this shot. And he stands there and he gets it. And then I said to Rich Russo, our director, shot of Al Harris coming right now. And then they rolled it in, and then we were able to do a good story about it. And it's just moments like that. It happens so fast. And I love grabbing our handhelds, and they totally trust me, and they get the shot, and it just works out the way it's supposed to.
Well, yeah, and going back to your job where it's like, oh, like sideline reporter and this and that, and you're like, you do so many more things than just giving a report or like, being like, there's a lot that goes into that position. That's also why I can't do it, because I'm terrible at it. I'd be like this, like filing my nails. What was I going to say? Deron Bland. Was that 3 straight games, or was it 2 straight games with a pick 6? I don't know.
This is his 4th interception of year, his 3rd pick 6 of the year.
Yeah, there we go.
Is that not insane?
Impressive.
Be
also
really
big. Go ahead.
It's going to be interesting to see how Jalen Hurts does against that secondary. It really, I cannot wait.
It's going to be interesting to see how Pittsburgh's secondary, Minkah Fitzpatrick got hurt, but now the Steelers handle Will Levis, his NFL debut, 4 passing touchdown. This kid came out slinging. San Francisco lost again. They're needing to regroup, get back on track. Like, the NFL is kooky kookerson. Trade deadline coming up. This will air Thursday, so who knows what happens.
I was going to show you these friendship bracelets that were sent to us, but I don't know where they are, so I'll show you next time. But here, a little selfish plug. We did a collab with Bobble Bar, and we have, as I'm throwing it around, jewelry out for the NFL. Did I show you that? Did I wear that last week?
No,
Did
but
I do it?
I've seen it in their post. You haven't put it on
So
here.
here's some of our earrings.
Tell
You can
everyone
do
where
it
they
on
can get them.
wearbyea.com. We have pendants. We have necklaces.
So good.
We have hoops. I love our little
There
jewelry
it
stuff.
is.
It's adorable with Bobble Bar. They're so cute.
So cute. I'm proud of you per usual. And wearbyerinandrews.com. Is that what the whole
Yeah,
URL is?
wearbyea.com.
By ea.com. Okay, perfect. We'll also put it on our Instagram. I love that. Can you hold those up again for anyone that's viewing this on YouTube?
Ryan's going to be so
You know
mad
what
how
I
loud
love?
this is.
You know what I love? I love when we get pictures of you ladies or gentlemen watching YouTube on your TV, the podcast, and like having a glass of wine. Like, you know how sometimes people send pictures of us, how they consume the podcast? It's adorable.
It's so
Adorable.
cute.
I'm going to go ice down my face and get
I'm
ready
gonna go
for my
see my
Garth
kid.
Brooks interview. FaceTime me with Mac. I'll have an ice pack on. And I love you so much. Have a great week, everybody. As my father always said to me, say something nice to someone today. That's what he would say every day before I left for school. And remember that this world, as chaotic as it is, we don't have all the answers, but we can only control what we can control, and be nice to people because life is short. And I'll be there for you.
I have a question for Garth Brooks from Erin Andrews.
Okay, submitting
Will
question
he
number
come
1.
on the Calm Down podcast?
Okay, fantastic. Right after Derek Jeter. Garth
Yes.
Brooks. Our lineup is incredible. Okay, perfect.
We'll have the
Submitting
captain
question
and
now.
Garth Brooks coming up in our manifestations.
Oh, and for bonus coverage, we've got immaculate reception. And his is an immaculate conception. See what I did there? Dun 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 dun. Love you all. Bye.
Calm Down with Erin and Charissa is a production of iHeartRadio.
For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.